What's up, family? Welcome to the first ever episode of the By the Hood webcast as well as podcast. We're going to have some video and audio out here. Just bear with me for a second. I'll explain what this is. A lot of people know what it is because they follow kind of what we're doing in the community as well as online. But we decided to, create this webcast and podcast to further spread what we're doing. Before I even start about all that, because we already got a sponsor even on the first show. And guess what? This podcast is brought to you by Own Your Time and Space, by myself and my brother Corey down here. What's good, Corey?
What's going on, Jim? Everything is love.
You already know, man. You can find that book at ownyourtimeandspace.com. A link for that will be in the description box. There's gonna be a lot of links in the description box because we're gonna give out a lot of information on this show. So whether you're listening via podcast or watching the video, the description box is about to be crazy. So just know that before we get started. And the first thing I want to do is kind of explain what we're going to be doing with this show, right? So the whole Buy the Hood idea was an idea I came up with because, I'm in the real estate industry and I have been for the last 20 years. I've been in real estate since I was a teenager. And I look at real estate and property ownership as a tool of empowerment. So what I started to do was create this little movement called Buy the Hood, where I teach people how to buy properties in the inner city, in the hood, so to speak, and create wealth, but at the same time improve communities. And I really believe in what we're doing out here. My brother Corey came along because Corey is an investor as well in commercial properties, but he's also a stock market investor. So I wanted him to bring his expertise to the table to kind of like just give this information away. You know what I mean? So the information will be out there. And Buy the Hood became so much more than that because it's not just about property ownership. Buy the Hood is about us just buying into each other, whether that's supporting Black business, whether it is specifically dealing with the real estate, whether it's us just getting our finances together. So Buy the Hood actually became so much more. Podcast, video, you could share it. We're going to use this as a tool of empowerment as well. We really don't make any money off of what we're doing with Buy the Hood, but we think that it's necessary for us to do that because the more we give, the more we're going to receive in the long run. Anyway, so that's kind of what this is kind of the journey you want to follow us along. We do give free seminars in the community. And we'll talk a little bit about that later because we have a seminar coming up and, we do that for free as well. We give away prizes. We actually give away stock at our seminars. Not a lot of people doing that, but we're actually giving away free stock and teaching people how to become, owners of companies in our seminars. So that's kind of what the whole Buy the Hood thing is. That's kind of how it started and where it's at now. It's grew to be so much more than just real estate property. And it's not even about me. It's about the team. My partner Corey right here is on board. My partner Chandler, another multifamily property investor, he's at the seminars giving away information. We have a lot of people that actually come to the seminars and give their testimony and their expertise as well. So shout out to everybody who came out to the last seminar. My brother PJ gave out information. Sean, Carrie, it was a lot of people there basically sharing their story. So it's become more than just finances. Like I said, it's buying into each other. And it's also a major networking event too, because if you have a business, whether it's web design, whether you run a trucking company, whether you're a caterer, guess what? We all support each other. And that's kind of what Buy the Hood is about. When I say that to you though, brother Corey, what do you think of when I say Buy the Hood? What's your perspective?
When I hear Buy the Hood, I hear collective empowerment. You know what I mean? We out here being individuals, and when I hear Buy the Hood, I hear let's all buy the hood. Not just you buy the hood or me buy the hood. Let's all buy the hood. Let's take ownership of our neighborhoods. Let's build our communities. Let's build our people. Let's build our power. When I say Buy the Hood, when I hear Buy the Hood, I hear, let me build your platform so I can build mine and vice versa. Let me help you build your platform and let you help me build my platform. Like, I'm not out here charging for nothing, you know what I mean? Like, not saying for nothing, but for the most part, you know what I mean? What we out here doing is we giving away information. Like, this information costs hundreds and sometimes thousands of dollars that we giving away. And we saying come get it for free because it's that important to us that people get it.
Yeah. That's a great point because we do sell our books, by the way, Own Your Time and Space. Like I mentioned earlier, this is who's sponsoring this episode and probably will sponsor every episode till we have another volume. But that is for sale. But at the end of the day, you don't even have to buy the book to come to the seminar or anything like that. And we do give away information that I see people charge for. But what I do understand is the more that, you know, we give, the more we receive. And also the one thing I want to mention is we're also practitioners. We don't just talk about this stuff. It's not just sitting behind a keyboard and talking about it. You know what I mean? Like, we sold a property this week. Like, we're actually out here doing it. I know Corey is like getting into the options game in the stock market. So we're not just talking about it. We're actually living it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like the poet Chris Wallace says, man, ninjas talking it, but ain't living it. Like, we actually out here living it. And we can take our experiences and share them with you. And I don't claim to know everything about real estate or anything else, but what I do know, I'm willing to share. And, you know, I guess through this effort of myself as well as my brother Corey, that we'll have others on who'll come on the show and talk about what they do and kind of share their information. I don't care whether that's about, you know, investing in a mutual fund, or it's about buying property, or it's about, I've talked to people who are doctors and dentists who want to give their testimony and how they got to be where that's all part of the concept of buying the hood. It's about sharing information, essentially, is what it all boils down to help our people grow collectively. You dig?
Hey, you know, whoever control the information, control the world.
Yeah, this is true. This is absolutely true. Information is the key. So, you know, let's talk about this seminar we got coming up. We have a seminar coming up on the 29th, and that is the 29th of July. It's going to be, let me get the information right here. And by the way, a link for this will also be in the description. So like I said in the beginning, get ready to hear about all these links. It's going to be held at the community room at the Maple Village Senior Living Facility. That's at 22 West Rittenhouse Street. And also parking is available as on the street, as well as Zone C, which is right next to the community room. So, you know, I've talked to a couple other places that want us to have our seminar there, but the one coming up on the 29th is definitely right in Germantown, where I'm from, right in Germantown. So make sure you come through. Like I said, bring your business cards, bring whatever it is you do, because it's a networking event as well as a learning event. So I hope we have a good turnout for this one. The turnout for the first one was amazing. So what do you think about this, Corey?
I just think, you know what I mean, you got to be intentional about building. You know what I mean? We got a lot of
Yeah.
people out here on a lot of different platforms, and we need to help each other build those platforms big enough that we can all prosper from them. You know what I mean? Like, people building on platforms and they too small for everybody to stand on right now. But if we all build the platform together, then we can all stand on it. So, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? If you come out to our event, you know what I mean, shoot us a card, have an event, we come out to yours. You know what I mean? Like, just, you know what I mean, we can make it so that it becomes a better group effort. Because right now we haven't, you know, everybody got individual things they doing. I'm not going to accuse nobody of not doing nothing, you know what I mean, to help us grow. But we all growing individually. When as we grow as a collective, we grow stronger.
Yeah, these are facts. We definitely, like I said, we're about supporting each other. And anyone who follows me on social media know I'm all about supporting my people. I mean, my IG Twitter link is right here in my description. You can go and see that like I said, also about living it. It's not just about the investment piece. It's about everything else we're talking about, cooperative economics and such. So make sure you definitely come through. Even if you don't need any information in terms of real estate, if you're a business person, if you're a mortgage professional, insurance professional, what a better place to be. If you help people with their credit, I don't care what it is you do. If you're on a daycare center, come through and tell us about the you know, what it took to do that. So definitely the 29th, I'll be posting more on my social media about the event as it gets closer. And like I said, a link will be in the description of this video as well. So, you know, that's something that we definitely want people to participate in and show up for, and, you know, spread that energy. Another thing we want to do with this platform is talk about businesses that are out here doing what they have to do. So the first business I want to talk about in this first episode is near and dear to me. And the reason I want to bring them up is Black and Nobel Bookstore. It's an African-American owned bookstore in Philadelphia, right on Erie Avenue. And the reason I want to talk about them in this video is because I actually met with one of the owners of Black and Nobel yesterday, and they have this campaign going on called Save Black and Nobel. The bookstore is actually trying to raise capital to stay open. But what people don't realize is Black and Nobel is much more than a bookstore. It's like, I mean, I can't even explain to people. Those that know, and those that don't know probably won't understand what it means to the community. There are so many events There's so much information I learned, not only from just going to stuff at the place, but even on their YouTube channel. Just look up Black and Nobel's YouTube channel and look at some of the things that have taken place there over the last couple of years. In terms of the information they share, we always talk about how powerful information is. So this is like the business I want to spotlight in this first episode. I'll put a link in the description box for their GoFundMe they currently have going on. But I've heard people literally tell me that this platform that Black and Nobel built has saved their life. Corey, what's your opinion on Black and Nobel and what's going on with this bookstore?
Um, like like you said, I know people who said Black and Nobel saved their life. You know what I mean? And like a lot of the stuff they do for the community, you know what I mean? Like they used to run buses to the jail population and things of that nature, you know what I mean? And I know, I had some people, that was upstate, that was visiting people upstate that, used the Black and Nobel, what they was doing to go visit their people. And you know what I mean, they held all, like you said, they hold all kinds of community events. They support the community without fail every single time. And so I feel like we doing them a disservice by not, if we don't, do something for them, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
If it's
yeah.
even if it's $5, whatever, go buy a book, whatever you can do, you know what I mean, to keep them open. We need a place like that in our community. That's a pillar. That's something we can build from. And if
Absolutely.
you know what I mean, if we keep losing the pillars, then that's what make us weaker every time when we don't keep our pillars open.
Yeah.
So if you have something that you can donate to them, you know what I mean, make sure you get it out to them.
Absolutely. Go buy a book. It's $5-10. Just send it. We just want to make sure that we do what we can do to support them. And you never know where this will go, but by putting this out there, I'm just trying to put that energy out there to help support Black and Nobel. So I want to mention them as a business spotlight. Also, this is not being paid for, by the way. So we're going to talk about different businesses and people out there doing it. So that's another reason to actually come to the event if you have a business, because we can spotlight your business on our platform. Just try to, like Corey said, our whole thing is about growing collectively. So this is what we're doing. So we're bringing that up. And another thing we want to do is just specific products that are out there that we're using, or something that we want to talk about that we want to help support. This company hasn't given me anything, but I love the product so much that I want to talk about this. It's a company called Kingdom of Melanin, and their website is kingdomofmel.com, which will also be in the description box. But I want to show you guys, for those actually watching the video, you'll see what I'm talking about. I just got this duffel bag, little duffel bag boy, and here it is here. It's crazy, right? It says King on it. And this is made by King, like it says right here, Kingdom of Mel. I don't know if you can see that for those watching. For those listening, make sure you go watch the video, subscribe to the channel. But anyway, also on the actual audio, I'll put the link so you can actually see this online. But it's a dope duffel bag, right? What you think about this, Corey? This duffel bag is fire, right?
Yeah, that duffel bag doing one thing. I'll be
Yeah.
on my next travel, when I hit the road again, that joint will be on my hip.
Yo, I actually carry books around. I'm out here carrying these books, like, trying to hustle this literature. I got to keep it in my Kingdom of Mel bag. So shout out to Kingdom of Mel. Just because y'all made an amazing product, and we want to put a spotlight on your product, so you can go check them out. I'll put their IG link in the description box, as well as a link to their website, because they make all kinds of amazing products, and we definitely want to support them in what they're doing. So, I mean, anything else you want to talk about, Cora? Because I got one more thing I want to bring up, but I want to give you the floor to see if there's anything that's on your mind in this first episode.
Yeah, I mean, like I said it, a lot of the things I want to say, you know what I mean, just about being intentional, about us coming together, you know what I mean, because that means the word, like I know a lot of people that's getting it big time, you know what I mean, individually, but anything that's done individually can be collapsed individually. So when you do it together as a unit, you know what I mean, that offer you protections that doing it yourself can never offer you. You know what I mean? As Tiger Woods, as Oprah Winfrey, as Bill Cosby, they getting it on a level that we probably can't even fathom. But when the system come for them, they don't got no backup because we ain't built systems to protect them. You know what I mean? You don't see that happening to the owners of Google or Mark Zuckerberg. Like somebody come for them, they got the full protection of their people on their back. You know what I mean? So we need to get to that point where we can start protecting our people that's in place.
Yeah,
So that's you know what
absolutely.
I mean, that's all I'm about.
Yeah.
You
So
know
I
what I mean?
mean, we're gonna use this platform to do that and much more. There's gonna be a lot more information real estate wise as we move forward with this. Everybody that daily basis who's involved in real estate, you will be getting a call from me or inbox because I want people to share their stories and their experiences because everybody has different experiences. There's people that I talk to that are afraid to be in the real estate game because of horror stories they heard. But we need to share some of these success stories. And I know a lot of successful people, believe it or not. A lot of people don't let you know what's going on. And I used to be one of those people, right? So a lot of times I didn't really talk about what I was doing in real estate, although I've been in the game for years. You know what I mean? It's made me an animal. Anyway. But so I haven't really talked about it a lot. But what happened was some people say you need to share that because you don't know who you can touch by sharing your story. So that's kind of another reason where this whole movement came from. So I want everybody to share their story because like at the last event we had, when you see people in the crowd actually sharing their testimony, you see that it makes a change in people. And the feedback that I've gotten since then of people actually starting to do something, because that's the main thing. You can talk about it all day long. I know people that have been telling me, like, look, I'm getting ready to buy my first property. And it's been 15 years and they're still getting ready to buy their first property. You know what I mean? So it's about taking action. I don't care if that action is something small, something big. It could be something as small as just checking your credit, but it is an action. Core, last thing I want to do. Anyone who follows me anywhere on social media knows that, listen, I love to read. Reading is my thing. I think that reading is very important. It's important in, my maturation as well as many others. It helps me in so many ways. But what I want to do is I want to highlight some black authors out there who are actually doing their thing. The first book right here, it's called Keep Your Dead Presidents by S.S. Burton. Now, um, I got this book because she actually supported our book. And Corey said, well, she wrote a book as well. So I said, let me check it out. And I dig this book. And I'm going to tell you why I dig this book. And then, Corey, I'll let you give your perspective on this book.
Yeah.
My perspective is this. When you go through school, a lot of times you aren't taught about like basic personal finance. So I know people who are grown. I had a guy one time come into my office, and this guy was in his 30s, and he didn't know how to write out a check. Literally, didn't know how to write out a check. And I thought he was joking. And I said, well, why? He says, because no one's ever showed me. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. But when you think about it, you're not taught in school how to manage a bank account or what insurance is or, how to use your credit, what credit is, and all these type of things. You're not taught that. So a lot of times people go through life and they're too embarrassed to ask for that kind of help. So, things happen. This book is a short book. It's a short read, but it gives a lot of like basic information. I think that anyone like coming out of high school or college or whatever should read this book. It's not that long of a book, but it's a lot of powerful information on basic finance that will get someone started in their journey to just being a responsible person in terms of their personal finance. Which, I know you got the book and you've read it as well, Corey. So what's your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, she put it out there for you. Like you can get this to a 16-year-old and get them started on their journey. You know what I mean? Like, or you can give it to like you said, your high school or college graduate, and it's an easy read. Like she ain't used a lot of $1,000 words. She put it in, and she put it in basic terminology, and it's really funny actually. Like she put it in a comical way, and brought you into the story,
Mm-hmm.
into the information. So I like books like that where when you read the information, it don't sound like somebody talking down at you. It sounds like somebody talking to you and not at you. So that's
Yeah,
why I
yeah,
like this book
yeah,
a
definitely.
lot.
So it's called Keep Your Dead Presidents. SS Burton, and we will put a link to how you can acquire this book in the description box. So make sure you support all these people that we're talking about and put in the description box. Hey, and by the way, when you support them, tell them that you heard it here if you in fact have heard it here. So we're going to use this platform to put out a lot of businesses, a lot of products, a lot of books, and just try to share this information. Um, Other episodes will be like heavier with content in terms of the action it takes to say buy a property or buy a stock. We're going to bring that as well. But this is just an introductory episode to kind of give you an idea of what we're going to do with this platform and with this podcast. But it'll grow. Like I said, we're going to have guests on that'll kind of share their testimony, and we're going to, have fun as well. Everything's not so serious. We have fun. We're trying to teach people how to do a better job of managing their money, but also have fun at the same time. Like, it's about Uchi Wally and one mic. It's not one or the other. You dig?
Yo,
Yeah, facts.
it's about
Straight
Rock La
up.
Familia and 444.
Yeah, man. Anyway, man. Last words. You got any last words? We got it, Corey, because I'm pretty much done
Yo,
with this
man.
first episode. What you want to say, good brother?
Man, I just want to say I love the people, man, and I thank you for bringing everybody to this platform, man. I gotta
Yeah,
shout out my brother Jim Habin, like what I mean. The By the Hood, that's his brainchild and brought into the world. That's thought into action. You know what I
thanks, good
mean?
brother. I
And
appreciate that.
you know what I mean. Listen,
Listen,
he out here doing big things, man, and I'm out here trying to do big things along with what I mean with my brother. Like we trying to build this platform, so get with us. You know what
absolutely.
I
And
mean?
listen, it's not even about me. This By the Hood thing was my idea, but it's us. Like this is our thing. This isn't a company that's owned. It's just an idea, and it's the people. It's for the people. And by the
Yeah.
way, you can go to By the Hood, and you'll see the different tabs that are up there now because it's also a page where you can sign up for the newsletter. There's a By the Hood newsletter, but now you'll see there's tabs there for this podcast, the video. We're going to have a blog. So if anybody wants to write for the blog, anything personal finance related, hey, SS Burton, I know you got some articles you want to share that we can put on the By the Hood blog. There'll be a store up there where you can buy our book, other books, T-shirts, things as we bring them about. So just basically go to buythehood.com, go around, see what you see, and have fun. And shout out to my brother PJ from Digital Extreme Tech, the black-owned business, who created the website. He does all my tech work, so shout out to him for making.
Much love, PJ two
You
five
already
four.
know. You already know. Kind of bringing my vision to life. So I want to say that. But anyway, thanks family for tuning in for the first episode of By the Hood. We look forward to bringing you value anytime that we do a show. Make sure that you subscribe to this YouTube channel because this YouTube channel we really didn't build out. Like I have other channels like the War Room Sports channel, which is the sports media business, and shout out to all my brothers from War Room Sports. This show will actually be on the War Room Sports Podcast Network. War Room Sports has an entire network full of podcasts that range everything from sports to food to culture, Game of Thrones. Now we're adding personal finance to it. So, we're going to build that platform out and make sure you get the War Room Sports mobile app. So subscribe to this YouTube channel as well. Also, subscribe to the SoundCloud page. Leave us a comment because this will be on Apple Podcasts and anywhere you find your podcast. Make sure that you follow myself at JW The Blueprint. That's everywhere except for Christian Mingle and Farmers Only. Outside of those two, you'll find me anywhere online at JW The Blueprint. You know what I mean? Follow my brother Corey. You can see his handle right there at 254 Corey Camp and at Above Average Savage on Twitter. But we out here, so you'll be able to link up with us and talk to us online. Also, last but not least, we have a secret group that you really can't find. We just started this. It's a By the Hood Facebook group. So we're going to talk serious about what's going on, any articles we find. We want to share them with each other. I'm going to put a link for that in the description box. Facebook.com/group/By the Hood is what it's going to be. You know what I mean? So make sure you join that group because we're going to start building that. I really, there's nothing on there as of yet, but we're going to start communicating there as well. So pick up On Your Time and Space at onyourtimeandspace.com. That is the book. It's also available on Amazon as a paperback as well as the Kindle book. You know what I mean? Also, it's available at Black & Nobel, which we talked about. Black & Nobel in Philadelphia at 1409 West Erie Avenue. That's it. I know I said a mouthful, but that is it. We are finally out of here. So until next time, remember, it's not how much you make, but how much you keep. Game elevates. We out.